Hi everybody, Chris's Rocketry and more here. Okay, I'm going to start building this rocket. I won't be able to finish it in one video, so I'll go ahead and start the building the rocket right now, and I'll get started on this. Let me show you some parts. When I opened the parts, I noticed that I passed right by the parachute. I set it aside, set the fins on top of it, and then picked up the parachute and the fins all together. But I got a 24-inch parachute, but I have a 15-inch, and I think for this I'm going to go ahead and use the 15-inch because it's supposed to go 3,400 feet, and a bigger parachute, it's going to float away possibly. So if I don't have to chase it as far, that'll be good. So I'm going to go with the 15-inch parachute. We got the fins here, 2 body tubes. I'll need 1 full body tube and part of this one right here. In the engine mount, we'll cut that down, and the nose cone, engine block, and the centering rings, and also shock cord. So I have a tube cutting guide, marking guide. Makes it easier to cut the tubes. Scale, I'm going to go ahead and weigh all of the parts and make sure they weigh what says they are. Piece of paper, I'll show you what that's for. You gotta wrap it around the tube and mark the fin spots, and of course glue and some paper towels and a razor knife. Okay, I'll get started here. What I'm going to do, also I have to mark my lines on my tubes. I have a piece of angle iron. Put the tubes down on the angle iron, and this is how I do it. Classic way of doing it is to put your tube up on the door frame and mark your line in your pencil. Okay. I'm going to get started. I'm going to open up the fins and all that and pop out the fins. I'll get right back to that. Okay, we got the fins cut out. I'm only doing the one set right now because I'm just going to do the sustainer for right now. Let's get that back up there. So fins, I'll take and sand these down a little bit before I glue them onto the rocket. So we'll set these aside right now. So what I did is, because we have no fin guide in our kit, because we have no kit, we're building this from scratch. So we need to take a piece of paper and wrap it around the tube tight and even, so the ends are even. So if you need a straight piece of paper. Okay, so you wrap a piece of paper around here and tape it, and then we're going to mark it along the edge there, and then we have to measure the distance to each of our fins and mark those. So I'll do that, and I'll get back to you here in just a minute and show you that. Okay everybody, I did a couple things here. So what I did is I marked my piece of paper. I took and cut the piece of tape, laid it out flat, and measured the let's see. Let me see what I got here. Okay, the circumference of this tube is 5.14 inches, and that divided by 3, because we're having 3 fins, is 1.713 inches. So I have my calipers here, 1.73 inches, and I marked out my marks on the paper here. Starting from my starting point where it comes together, and then 1.713 inches, and then 1.713 inches, and then I put it back together and taped it back together. I didn't draw these lines out across. I don't do that. So, and then I put it on the tube, and I marked my tube, and I did 2 things with this. My fins are going to be a 1/2 inch from the end of the tube, so I marked my line with this, so I know where my fins go, and then I scooted it down to the end and marked where my fins go. Okay, take that off, and I put it in my angle iron and lined it up, and then drew my lines, and all 3 of them like that. Okay, and if you don't have a piece of angle iron, like I said, you can put it up in the door jamb, the classic Estes way of doing it in the instructions. However, so okay, I think I'm going to cut my engine mount to size, and I'm going to mark this the same way that I marked this here. I'm going to take the piece of paper and tighten it down around here and mark my line around it so I can cut it. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Our engine mount is going to be 7.5 inches. I have it marked off already. I used my caliper. I marked it right there, 7.5 inches. Then I rolled the paper around it and made sure that it's even, so you have a straight line. Okay, and then we'll mark around it. Okay, and now we'll have to cut that. It's always best to have a sharp blade in when doing this, and I think I have one. And just gotta go kind of easy. Just go slowly, don't cut all the way through the first time. This is not how I really do this, but I'm doing it for the video. So always be safe when you're cutting. And I wish I had a tube cutting guide for this. It would be easier. And if you cut with the very end, the very tip, it tends to do a little bit better job. Doesn't get all messed up like right there. And right there. Okay, don't need that part. Or, yeah, we need that part. No, that part. Okay, there's our engine tube. Okay, and now I need to mark it for where our centering rings go, and I'll do that, and then I want to sand it up a little bit where those centering rings go, so that it holds a little bit better. Okay. Normally, the centering ring out here, you take a eyelet, eye screw, whatever you want to call it, and screw that through here. But this isn't a big enough rocket. I'd have to have a real teeny one of these, and I'm not going to go that route. What I do is I'll take and I'll put a notch in here, just barely deep enough for my shock cord to go in there, and then tie it onto there, and then that'll allow it to go inside of the tube. So just barely a little bit of a notch, and it's Kevlar, so it shouldn't break. It's resistant to, abrasion and all that kind of stuff. So, and fire, all that, because the engine's going to be, ejecting right there. So it'll be good. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make some marks, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have the engine mount tube cut. I have lines marked, half inch from the bottom. This is the bottom. I have it marked down so that I don't mess up. I do that sometimes. And the top one, that's 2 inches down. That's for the coupling that's going to be on here. It's going to be in 1.5 inches, which is another thing. I forgot to order that, but I can make one, and I'll show you how to make one. It's very easy. I'm going to glue these on right now. We'll need a whole lot. Well, we'll have to. This will be good because it's going to go up to on top of it, which will have to have a bead on the top and on the bottom. Oh, and I put my shock cord on the centering ring. Like I said, I put a notch in it, and I put a notch, tiny little notch on the inside there, and then tied my shock cord on. And that'll be good. I'll let that set up just like that, and then after that sets up, I'll put some fillets on each side. Just smear that a little bit. We're going to put more on there. And I felt the other one scoot. Okay. I hit it. Alright. I have to say that looks a teensy bit crooked. I'm going to check that before it sets up. Okay, I got glue fillets on here. You can see it's a little shadowy. I hope you can see. But I got that on that one, and I will let that set up, and then I'll do a little more. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and install the engine block right now also, and then let all this dry. I want to be sure and dry fit your parts in here so that you know that they fit. This doesn't fit real good, so just take and deburr the inside a little bit with whatever. Just run it around the edge on the inside to smooth out the edge, and then that'll fit right in there. And we'll get put some glue in here. Don't really need a super lot for this. Okay, paper towel. Okay. Okay. Slide that right in there. Flush. And then if there's any extra glue in there, you can just take and clean that out. Wipe it on our paper towel here. I just want to make sure that this is flush. Okay, that's ready. And we're going to let that dry. And then we'll do some more of the rocket. Probably make this a video. I'll have to see. And then we'll do some more. Thanks for being here. If you could leave a comment, I would really appreciate it. That would be great. That would help a lot. Leave a thumbs up. All that helps other people find these videos, and I would appreciate that a whole lot. Thanks for joining me here, Chris's Rocketry and More. I appreciate it, and we'll finish up the rest of this rocket, probably a couple of more videos, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for being here, Chris's Rocketry and More. Please leave a comment, please.